you must know that is way too cheap.
Yeah.
You could double your prices and probably sell. And I guess you are making a conscious decision to have the prices where they are.
This pitch is special, and it's special in a way that this pitch is going to show you why pitching is very much about values, not financial values, of course that, but that pitching is absolutely about showing what you value, why you value it, and connecting to the values of the other side, showing your true character, opening yourself up, and by that, being willing and able to build a relationship. Therefore, if you weren't quite aware of that, or if you're thinking, how do I mean that? You got to watch this amazing, absolutely amazing pitch. I'll tell you one thing, at the end of it, everyone's, and I'm not going to say it because, you know, apparently YouTube algorithms say the longer you watch the video, the happier it gets. And I want that a lot of people see this video, that they learn how to pitch. So, you know what? I just want you to take something out of it. It's about values. In that sense, please enjoy. What's up, Internet? I'm Daniel, the Pitch Professor. New week, new pitch. And that's a title that kind of got me excited. Backyard Business Floors the Dragons. Whatever that means. The comments seem promising. As ever, I haven't seen it. And I'll try and dissect and analyze this pitch. If you're new to the channel, by the way, why can I do that? I've spent more than 10 years just working on pitches. That's why they call me the Pitch Professor. I've worked on thousands of pitches, helping school kids right up to CEOs from actually billion-dollar companies refine their pitch and raise hundreds of millions of dollars, euros, pounds, you name it. And I always get that question, Daniel, show me a good pitch. And I always go to the interwebs and look for stuff. And I just went like, F it. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to pick random promising pitches and dissect them in real time for you. Just to say, look, there you go. Pick out what you like, challenge what you dislike, and what you consider absolute BS, just ignore or write it down there. No, here, there, in the comments. If you disagree with me, because I'm just sharing my opinion. Anyhow, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's start dissecting the backyard business. That was dramatic.
My name's Derry Green. I'm the owner and founder of the Secret Garden Glamping. I'm here today to look for an investment of £100,000 for a 5% equity stake in my business. The Secret Garden Glamping is a multi-award winning, 5-star luxury glamping site based in a beautiful 4-acre woodland. It all started in the first lockdown of 2020. Stuck at home with my 2 young children, I had to come up with new and exciting ways each day to keep them entertained. The first day, we decided to have a camping trip in the garden. It was great fun, but waking up on the wet grass in the morning wasn't very exciting. That day, I decided to build a deck to camp on for the evening. As days turned into months, I just kept building a bit more each day with the kids. And by the end of the first lockdown, we created what I now know to be a glamping site. Whilst on my journey, I kept updating my own social media with what I was up to with the kids each day. It went viral, and I had people contacting me asking if they could book the unit for a holiday. At the time, it seemed crazy, but with nothing to lose, I thought, why not list it online? Once listed, within the first 3 days, it was fully booked for 2 years in advance. I quickly realised there was a gap in the market for what I produced. We now have 9 bespoke units, with planning permission for a further 4. We've had 100% occupancy since the day we opened, with the earliest available weekend being over 2 years in advance. With your investment, I'd like to open more sites and make the Secret Garden Glamping the go-to brand for luxury glamping in the UK and abroad.
Derry.
Boom. Okay, wow. This is a gem. Now, let's dissect that. I love it. I've no idea what the dragons are going to say, but I absolutely love that pitch. That was top notch. Because why? Because Derry manages to tell a story. And you got to understand something. With that story he's telling, he's managing to connect with his audience. You can see that by just looking at the way the dragons react. When he comes in and says he's looking for 100K for 5%, Peter Jones seems mildly uninterested. Like, here we go, high value, whatever. And as soon as Derry starts talking about this, about the way lockdown started, he was looking for something for his kids, he started doing something for himself, And out of kind of a necessity, he started solving a problem. And suddenly, over time, he started sharing this. And others were like, holy, I'm swearing quite a lot today. I'm sorry about that. Holy, there's a lot of similarities there. I'd like to have that myself. This seems super exciting. And then bit by bit, it just seems evolving. I really like that. So sorry about the phone, but that was my wife. And if the wife calls, I gotta go. And I always say, like, I do these on the fly because I want to make them authentic as possible. The videos, that is. Now back to this. I just love the way this whole thing is just authentic from tip to toe. And you also have to notice something. You can see the way Derry is managing to bond with the dragons as much as he's managing to bond with me, because he says he's a dad. I'm a dad. So are some of the dragons. You see this, they're responding. And here's the tip I give in, I think, every single video. Never, ever, 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 ever pitch alone. Have someone observe your audience. Observe their responses. I'll never get tired of saying that. But very often when I'm on stage hosting large pitching competitions, I see the jury. There's someone else pitching. But the point is, if you're pitching, your brain is going on overtime. You can't see that, or you've got light shining in your eyes. I see that. And I see these minute responses that help me build a rapport, and it gives you data on how much people believe you, how much they buy into what you do. And if you were to go back now and just looking out for the small expressions in these people's faces, you can tell he's building a connection. And a pitch is very much about building a relationship, establishing that relationship. Do you want to work with that person? Can you relate with the problem? Yes, yes, yes. I know what you're saying. It's also about the numbers, and it always is about the numbers. The business has to work. But the point being is, on top of that, you have to be a likable person. You have to be someone with whom the other side wants to work with. And that's absolutely, absolutely critical to tell it in that form. At the end of the day, we're all emotional people. We're all emotional creatures. That's what I was trying to say. See, I never edit and cut it out. I just want to make this authentic. And the thing is, that's what people buy into. And one more thing, before we look into the actual response of the dragons. There, no, there. I'll never learn this. There. Nah, there. I've still got dozens of videos I'll make on this until I figure out my own pointers there. These small expressions are called micro expressions. That's an initial response your body does more or less involuntarily, where someone says something and your initial expression is, let's call it the emotional truth. And then your actual rational brain takes over and kind of gives you the response you think is the appropriate one, be it a poker face or be it a friendly face. But if you look at it, there's so much truth in these micro-expressions. Read it up. You'll find a lot of that on the internet. And this is why you need to have someone observe your pitches. Anyway, I got carried away that it was a great pitch. Amazing storyteller. And the thing is, people memorize stories. And just for the fun of it, if you were to pause this video and just write down what is it you remember, try that out. The video didn't frame, by the way. I'm pretty sure you're going to say, okay, probably you remembered something like lockdown. There's a dad. He's got his kids. He wants to solve something. He put it on social media. Massive response. He decided to put it up himself. And then suddenly realized he's been booked out for 2 years. Boom! What a business. Let's see if the dragons are similarly excited as I am.
Derry, what a story.
Yeah, I told you.
Absolutely inspiring. Did you really build that yourself, though?
Everything you see there is built by me, yeah. But then as it's grown and the business has grown, I've had to take on more people.
Just look at the way the body language of Peter Jones has changed between the initial picture we saw of him, more like a bored, tired, maybe even not defensive, but not interested body language, to Peter Jones's face always lights up. He's on fire. Look at her. Sarah is like, "You're mighty impressive, lad. You're mighty impressive." Something like that she'd probably say. But the point being is, just see how these body languages change in an instant, just because the pitch has been told from one human to another. Beautiful.
Is your background building?
Nope, absolutely not.
And what did it cost to put that together so far?
I've invested just over £500,000 now in building everything.
And that's your money?
So that's come from the revenue from the business.
Wow.
You probably saw my response. My eyebrows went up. Peter Jones went like, wow. What does it mean in business terms? It's a bootstrapped business. This is like the most beautiful thing you can find in the business world because it means you have something, you've invested your own money in it. Money starts flowing back, but you're so convinced in it. You so believe in what you're doing that you reinvest this and you own 100% of the company. And the company is sustaining itself. So we have a highly, highly, highly desirable opportunity here. He looks bored, doesn't he? But I bet he's not. It's just probably a terrible moment where I paused it. Yep.
So give me an idea of the income now.
So for this year, we're going to do 1.1 million in revenue with a gross of just under 880,000 and a net of around 470,000.
Know your numbers.
God, Derry, this is outstanding. I love this.
Thank you.
Honestly. Look, I've actually gone quite clammy. I almost don't want to ask you any questions, just go straight to an offer.
Wow.
By all means do so, that'll be fine.
Derry, hi.
Hi, Deborah.
You won't be surprised, I've got questions. It's an industry I spent my entire life in.
Yep.
So, what's your season?
365 days a year.
Okay, and you've got 100% occupancy for the year coming up at weekends. And where are you at midweeks?
So our midweek occupancy is fully booked for the next 18 months in advance.
Oh, my goodness. Well, my next question is going to be tariffs.
Yeah.
Because the rule we always said is if it's booking too fast and too far in advance, we're probably not charging enough money.
Yeah.
So what do your tariffs look like? So obviously they will fluctuate through the season.
So I don't do that at the minute. The reason being, I set this up for me and my children, and it's always grated on me that people try and capitalise on when children are off school. So my rate is flat across the whole year, whether...
Sorry, I got to interrupt. I love this. So, as I said, I got to interrupt. Unfortunately, my video program just kind of decided to also interrupt services, so there was your cut. It's a spectacular thing Darius just said, because he's saying he does not want to capitalize on parents. He doesn't want to capitalize on kids' holidays and whatnot. What he's actually saying is he's built a business based on values. Because Deborah's question was great. She's saying, like, how are your tariffs structured? How are they structured midweek? How are they structured on weekends? What about holidays? Because obviously normally you'd say a Wednesday during the week, during off season is 100 quid or whatever. And during summer holidays, it's a lot more. And a bank holiday, it's maximum. So you're capitalizing on the parents' needs. And I bet if you're a parent, you've seen this. If you're just not a parent, you probably also notice it when you want to go on a holiday and suddenly things are stupendously expensive, and during off-season, they're a lot better. From a business point of view, yes, it's understandable. But from a value level, it's a totally different story. And Derry's showing us here that he's built his business on value. I'm not getting tired of saying that. But what he's also saying is, he's saying, look, if we do business together, I'm not here for the quick buck. I'm not here to milk you. I'm here because I want to do something that really matters to me, to my beliefs, to my family. And that's the way I'm also going to treat you, my customers, my business angels, anyone involved. And this is something you rarely see, but this is something that's probably even more important than amazing numbers, is showing your true character. And with that, you get maximum trust on the other side. You need to understand a pitch is about earning time by saying the right things to trigger questions and building trust. And Derry is just doing an incredible job at that. Let's continue. Let's see how Deborah responds to that. Although just looking at her micro expressions, the new word we learned today, it looks very promising.
So for 2023, the average nightly rate is £225 a night. And for 2024, the average nightly rate is £245 a night.
You must know that is way too cheap.
Yeah.
You could double your prices and probably say, and I guess you are making a conscious decision to have the prices where they are.
Absolutely. It just didn't sit right with me.
Look at her face.
Derry, I think you're great. You've got a completely fresh set of eyes, and there is a lot of complacency around the industry.
Absolutely.
But it feels like an industry that gets dragged kicking and screaming, doing the next thing, you know. It's kind of,
Absolutely.
guys, get ahead of the customer, you know, do something exciting. So, I'm going to make you an offer, and this doesn't happen very often. But I'm going to offer you all of the money at what you've asked for,
I knew it.
Wow.
for 5% of the business.
Do you know why? Because Darius just said, look, I value my customers. I value also you as investors. And Deborah says, do you know what? Because you value your customers and us, I value you. I value your business. And therefore, I value your valuation. Because she says, look, you seem like such a fair person. Your business numbers seem great as well. Why would I negotiate with you? This is based on something else. This is based on values.
Wow. Thank you.
I was going to make you an offer from the minute you walked in after you
I
described
knew
the
it as well.
business.
It was obvious.
And having met you and having listened to you, I
Although I don't think the minute he walked in, I think the minute he started talking. Right, Peter?
think you'd be a great person to work with.
Yes.
You really would. So, I'm going to offer you all of the money for what you've asked for.
Values.
So
Values,
I'm
kids.
going to offer you £100,000 for 5%.
Thank you.
I love this sort of stuff. I take the kids camping. I'm watching that video thinking, it just looks amazing. And you, I think you have such a vision of where you're going to take this business. And I would love nothing more than to be involved. So I'm also going to offer you all of the money at the rate that you've asked for, the 5%.
Thank you.
I may not be in the hospitality business,
It's always him.
but I'm in the property business. And I think that's where I can help. And I'm going to make you an offer. I'll give you all of the money for 5%.
Okay. Thank you.
Is it me or, I mean, I've done, I don't know what, like 15, 20 videos on this so far. I've never had a proposal by Tuka that was really, he was ever trying to sell or ever actually trying to get the deal. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you're a diehard Dragon's Den fan and you've seen amazing proposals by Tuka, please do post them in the comments. I would love that. Then again, I've never seen one. It's always like, they seem quite half-assed, like in a respectful way. They're like, yeah, I'll give you the same because I'm in the property business. We're like, okay, and you can see it also in Darius' response. He's like, okay, well, thank you for that as well. But again, please prove me wrong. But I'm pretty sure what's going to happen. He has to work with Deborah Meaden because I think the two of them are so connected. Maybe Peter Jones, but certainly not Tuka's.
For your offer.
No.
How you feeling?
Honestly, I'm trying to keep it together now. It genuinely.
It's okay to show how you feel, but
It is.
Derry, I'm going to tell you where I am as well. It's funny because I don't want to say that, but I feel really proud of you for some reason. Because, like, you're such a decent bloke, and for you to have created something so wonderful from such an authentic story of trying to provide something for your children, to the point where I think I've taken my dragon hat off a little bit here. Because, obviously with her background and everything else, Deborah is just perfect for this. I just don't think I'd be the right dragon for you. So with that, I'm going to wish you the very, very best, but I'm going to say that I'm out.
Values.
Thank you for all your time and obviously for the offers. Deborah, when you started talking then, what you said was exactly right. It feels like, sometimes it feels like I'm insane, I guess, because I can see it so clearly. And then for you to sit there and just validate everything that I think in my head on a daily basis, yeah, it got me there.
And that's why he cried, because he was getting this validation. And it cried. That's why he got emotional. Because all that pressure, all this risk he's taking, all those long nights, all those hard moments, and then also going in a TV show and putting it all there. And suddenly these highly esteemed businesswomen and businessmen say, do you know what? We see it. We value you as well. That's so beautiful that it comes out. And if you become emotional in such an environment, that's perfectly fine. Because again, Simon Sinek once said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And there he's been able to show why he's doing it and why the dragon should collaborate with him. And by that, it means the world to him. It means the world to them in that moment. And it's perfectly fine to open yourself up on that. You do not have to be a block. You don't have to be ice cold. That's BS. I know there's some Instagram 12-year-old hardcore entrepreneurs saying, yeah, checker, you got to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. Be a decent person, do good business, and show you have a heart. I know your numbers, but great.
And how you just said is exactly how I think. And if you're thinking the same, I'd love to accept your offer.
Well done.
I am so pleased because I genuinely... Let's do it. Well done, you.
Well done, mate.
Take care.
Sorry. Are you crying because you're happy with him or because you didn't get the investment?
That's beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely.
My name's Derry Green.
That was, I got carried away there myself. I just forgot I was actually recording this because that moment and seeing actually all of the dragons being so emotional, all of them in tears because it's such a beautiful moment. What a pitch. And here's the thing, I've seen hundreds, I've seen thousands of pitches, and I forget nearly all of them because they're not memorable. But this one was from one person to another, creating a memorable moment, an honest moment, and that's how you got to do it. Open yourself up. Be willing and able to be vulnerable, and by that, show your true strength. In that sense, that was a special video. My wife called, the program crashed, and I forgot I was taking a video. You could say, that's not the perfect way of doing this. And then again, I can say that's the authentic way of doing this. In that sense, thank you very much for watching. If you are still watching, hey, just hit that like button. That would be marvelous. If you're still watching this and you've hit the like button and you're feeling really, really generous, subscribe. And if you never want to miss one of these videos, hit that bell button. In that sense, thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.